my channel. It's officially fall. Probably one of my favorite seasons. And yes, I know, that's very typical. There's a few things I miss about fall living in Southern California. One is the cooler weather, and two is seeing the leaves change. Now, I've never been anywhere like the East Coast where people go out of their way to go to see the fall foliage, but it was pretty beautiful in Minnesota where I grew up. Now, I didn't really think there was anywhere close by where you could go in Southern California to see the fall colors, but it turns out that's not the case if you go up into the San Bernardino Mountains. So today, we're gonna go up into the mountains for what I've decided to call Katie's 3-lake leaf hunting tour. So regardless of how the leaf tour actually goes, we're guaranteed to see some beautiful scenery and 3 different lakes. Lake Arrowhead, Green Valley Lake, and everybody's favorite, Big Bear Lake. We'll also do a little bit of exploring in the towns around the lakes. The first stop on today's tour is Lake Arrowhead, and that's about an hour-and-a-half drive from where we live in the north part of Orange County. So we're gonna get going. Welcome to Lake Arrowhead. It's a really pretty lake, but there are not too many fall colors. The trees haven't really started turning yet. There's a few that are red. Hopefully by the time we get to Big Bear there'll be a few more, but it's still a pretty lake and a really nice place to stop. They're making a lot of noise. I don't know if they're fighting with each other or if they're begging for food. Hi guys! They're definitely making noise over food they're being fed. I don't have anything for you. We found the duck food. We went up to the skate surf shop to get a $1 bag of duck food. I want the geese to come over. So there's a whole little town here, Lake Arrowhead Village. It seems like there's quite a few things to do and restaurants and stuff. We're not going to stay too long since we have 2 other stops to get to, but we're going to go for a quick walk around the lake. Not around the lake, around part of the lake. Before, we're in the San Bernardino Mountains, and Lake Arrowhead is in the San Bernardino National Forest. This area of the mountains is actually sometimes referred to as the Alps of Southern California, which I guess makes sense with the way the buildings are styled. Lake Arrowhead Village was built in the 1920s, and it's mostly a resort town with lots of outdoor activities. The lake itself was man-made and is about 780 acres. Here's a fun lake fact since I'm a Minnesotan. Minnesota is known as the land of 10,000 lakes, and they have a criteria for what can be counted as a lake, and that's anything that is greater than 10 acres in surface area. Wisconsin, on the other hand, does not have any criteria for what is a lake, so they consider every pond a lake, just so they can say they have more lakes than Minnesota. So another thing about this lake is it says no swimming or fishing when you walk in, and also it's a private lake, and actually the only people who can have boats and go out and do lake recreation are people that live on the lake in a certain, I guess, homeowners association probably. Looks like there's some kind of Oktoberfest going on. They're having a sausage toss contest, I guess.
Got about 5 minutes and they'll start pouring those beers for those of you that grabbed your mugs already. Oh, goodness.
few of the leaves are starting to change, just not really around the lake. So here's Green Valley Lake. It's a lot smaller than Lake Arrowhead, the lake itself, and there's not really a town like there was at Lake Arrowhead, but it looks like fishing is a really popular activity here, and you can also rent paddle boats and rowboats, swan paddle boats, which is even cooler. So here's the other half of the lake. This is another man-made lake. The community around the lake is only about 300 people, and the lake itself is only about 9 acres in surface area. So, according to Minnesota standards, this is not a lake, but it's really pretty anyways. There aren't a lot of leaves that have changed colors, but I think we're going to run into that everywhere we go today. I think they're just turning later this year. But it's still nice to be up here around the pine trees. There's a few trees that have turned. Just a few, though. And it's a little colder here. I'm enjoying it, but Nick isn't. So Green Valley Lake is really peaceful, but we're gonna make it a quick stop and we're gonna head on our way to Big Bear Lake. So here's Big Bear Lake. I've never actually been here, and the lake looks pretty low. I don't know how low it normally is, but we looked on Google Maps and it's saying that we're standing in the water. So that's unfortunate, but it's still nice here. So Big Bear Lake is another reservoir, and it's actually completely snow-fed. There are no rivers or anything that run into it, which might have something to do with why it's so low. It's about 3,000 acres, which is definitely the biggest lake we've seen today. It's also Southern California's largest recreation lake. In fact, this whole area is really popular for recreation. Mountain biking and hiking in the summer, and skiing and snowboarding in the winter at the 2 resorts they have here. There are definitely a lot of people out and about today. And I have to say, out of all the places we've been to today, this one definitely has the most trees turning colors, and most of them are on the main street. So we're gonna go take a walk back through there. We got here a little bit ago, but I was really hungry, so we went and got something to eat, and now we're all full of barbecue, so we're gonna go for a nice walk. If you want to avoid crowds, and you have the opportunity, possibly coming here on a weekday would definitely be less busy, less wait at restaurants, and just less busy in general, but it's not too bad on the weekend. We did find there's a bunch of free public parking lots, and we were able to snag a spot, so it's really not that bad, and it's really pretty here. Green Valley Lake, and Big Bear Lake. And we saw the most leaves that have changed color in Big Bear Lake, but overall, not too many of them have changed yet, and I think that's just due to the weather. In another week or two, I think it would be a completely different story. According to the internet, it's usually mid-October when the leaves start to change up here, and it is definitely mid-October. So again, it's just a little late this year, but it's definitely worth coming up here to check out these places. It's beautiful, it's nice to come up in the mountains. That's a big reason why a lot of people love living in Southern California, so that they have access to mountain towns full of pine trees, the beach, or a big city, whatever you want. It's all within a distance where you can go just for the day. So that's pretty exciting, and it's nice to come up here and get out of the city for a little while. This definitely won't be my only video about Big Bear. It's more of an introduction to Big Bear. We just stopped by quick on the way looking for leaves. But there's so much more to check out there, and I'm excited to come back someday. Thank you so much for watching this video and coming along with me while I try to do some fall activities in Southern California. I hope this inspires you to maybe come check out some of these lakes or mountain towns someday. If you like this video, I plan to come out with more in the near future about Southern California and eventually beyond. So if you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.
And they're having a sausage toss contest, I guess.